Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, everybody. Shalom means hello and goodbye, and it means peace too. It means a lot of things. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Okay, let's sing our gathering song. You echo after me, okay? We gather today to sing to our God, to share time together, to laugh and learn and love. We gather today, these new words, this week too in Advent, where peace leads the way, for the great gift that God gave, for the great gift that God sent, is what it was supposed to be. Christ. Whoops, I made a mistake. If I make one mistake, I'll be really lucky. Peace to all of you. Hope you're having a peaceful day so far. How's your day going, Dave? You peaced out? Yep, we're having lots of peace here at the church today. It's our second week of Advent. Remember, there's 4 weeks of Advent. Last week we had the candle. We lit the candle of hope. Today, can you guess what it's going to be? Peace. The candle of peace. We're going to be lighting that today. Every week for 4 weeks. There's the 4 weeks. Let's go through all of them. Do you remember? There's hope. This week is peace, next week is joy, and the final week will be love. And then on Christmas Eve, we'll light the Christ candle, which is in the middle. So let's go on a little island adventure. Let's go and sing our island Advent song. Okay, ready, Dave? The world is waiting and anticipating Christmas and Jesus Christ's birth. Advent means the arrival of God's gift to everyone. Hope, joy, love, and peace on earth. Get your maracas. It's Advent. It's Advent season. It's Advent. It's Advent season. It's time to get ready for Jesus' birth. Time to prepare for Christmas. We light the candles to celebrate. Today the candle is peace for all God's family, and that includes you and me. It's Advent. It's Advent season. It's Advent. It's Advent season. It's Advent. Prepare the way of the Lord. Cha-cha-cha. Okay, before we light the candle of peace today, let's talk a little bit about what peace is. Do you know what peace means? There's a couple meanings for peace. Look at this. That's the word peace, like a piece of bubble gum or a piece of candy or a puzzle piece like that, or peace. We're going to talk about this peace today. You've seen this sign. Dave's going to talk about that sign on his half of the children's message today. That word means getting along, not being at war, not fighting, calm, very, just everybody getting along. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So when we light that candle, we'll be lighting the candle of peace, which means share that with everybody this week. Just remember what peace means to us. I want to talk a little bit about signs too. You saw Dave's sign that he was holding up for peace. And there's this sign that also means peace. And we looked it up because we didn't know where that came from. It goes back to the 40s, 1940s, way back in 1940 during the war. And the soldiers, when they won, put their fingers up for victory. They won, victory. And then during the 60s, when there was the Vietnam War, it's evolved into meaning not only victory, but peace. When there isn't war, there's peace. So think about that calm and tranquility in the next week as we go on before we light the candle of joy. So let's light our candle now. We're going to light last week's candle of hope. Then we'll light today's candle of peace. Then I'll read the scripture for you. So here's our Advent candles. Candle of hope and the candle of peace. Put my candle in that safe, my little safe container is back there. Here is the scripture for today that goes with the candle. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace. Let's sing This Little Light of Mine. Get your candle light out. We pretend this is your candle, okay? This little light of mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Sing with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. Let your peace candle shine and let your candle of hope shine this week. Let's do a little prayer, okay? Repeat after me. Dear God, you offer us peace for our souls. Help us to seek peace in our lives, peace in our community, and peace in the world. Amen. Very nice. I need another drink of water. There's a lot of singing today, a lot of talking. We know a couple songs about peace. Can you guys think of which ones they are? Do you remember last year when we did the choir program with the choir and we sang, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Remember how beautiful that was? Such a great song. Well, the ones we're going to do today, because we know, are peace like a river. And let's make our peace sign and have it go around like a river, okay? Sing it with me. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Now let's go up and up and up. So we can sing the song, Down in My Heart. Down in my heart. Remember that one? And we're going to do the word peace that passes understanding. Say that with me. Peace that passes understanding. We'll do it once kind of slow, and then we'll do it again. Okay? I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart to stay. Okay, we're going to do it again fast. How fast can we go? How fast can you go, Dave? Ooh, that's pretty fast. Here we go. Peace that passes understanding. Ready? I've got that peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I have love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I have the love of Jesus in my heart. Fun, fun, fun. Good. Okay, let's move on to Christmas, should we? Let's do our Christmas song. It's called Christmas is Coming. Sing with me. We'll put the words up there, okay? Christmas is coming. Oh, you echo after me. I forgot to tell you that. Let's do that again, Dave. So sing right after me. As soon as I say a line, you say it back. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. Light the candle for week 2. Light the candle for week 2. Bringing peace so we won't be blue. Good. Bake some goodies for you and you. Making memories, yes, it's true. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. Oh, tidings of comfort and peace. It's all about peace this week, leading up to Christmas. Great. Okay, every year Dave and I make an effort, and I think we've been pretty successful to teach you a new Christmas song. Last year you did Angels We Have Heard on High. Remember that one? That was so good. You guys sang it great. This year we're going to learn Go Tell It on the Mountain. It's the whole song is the story of Jesus' birth. And the Go Tell It on the Mountain means go everywhere. Go out in the mountains, go over the hills, tell everybody that Jesus is born. So I'll teach you the chorus part, all right? I think I'll put those words up there. Yeah, that was the words I was going to put up. I'll have Steve do that for us, okay? Go tell it on the mountain. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Let's do it again. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Awesome. Okay, time for a switcheroo. We're going to do a countdown, a singing countdown. We're going to do it on the 12 days of Christmas. We're going to start with 5. Get your 5 up. 5 gold rings. Sing along with me, okay, if you know this one. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love said, gave to me 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
and a partridge in a pear tree. That was one. What are you guys doing in there? Everybody good? Okay, I see you and you. Everybody good? Okay, hi everybody. Welcome back to the second half of our Saviours Lutheran Church, Salt Lake City children's message. Today talking about the word peace. Peace, right? One of our 4 Advent candles that Judy lit earlier on our Advent wreath. What does Advent mean? It means the arrival and the coming of Jesus at Christmas time. And we're glad you're here. We're glad you arrived right here, right now. Hey, let's look at some public domain artwork, shall we? Oh, some great artwork on the internet. And thankfully it's public domain, so we can show it and share it with you today. Look at this little guy, okay? Look at this little guy made of marble. He's wearing sort of a animal vest there. Young guy, right? Made of marble. This was by an artist named Michelangelo, famous artist. Here's another picture of the same person, but older. Okay, look, he's got a lot of dark hair there. He's got sort of a olive complexion there. And he's wearing the same sort of kind of vest made of a wild animal. And he's pointing somewhere. Where's he pointing? He's pointing up. He's pointing to God, okay? Because he's got an important message that comes from God that he's going to share. That painting was done by a super famous artist, Leonardo da Vinci. Here's a painting by a painter named Raphael. Look at all these people in old-timey gear. I think that's probably old-timey Renaissance clothes. Look at those little kids hanging out. They're checking it out too. Oh, and there's someone talking. He's wearing that vest again. He's got sort of a creamier complexion there. That's just the way they painted him back then. He's wearing a big flowing robe, but he's got something to say there. You can tell because he's got his hand up and he's kind of shouting something. That's the same person as the other two we saw. And again, that particular artist is Raphael. Check it out, a big wide thing there. Okay. And then finally, get ready. This one's a little shocking, so hang in there for this image. All right. Same person, different look. Right. That's a sculpture of a very hairy, long-haired, bearded man. Look at his eyes are even kind of a little bit odd, right? And that sculpture was done by an artist named Donatello. Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello. Do those names sound familiar? Well, if you're a fan of Renaissance artwork, they would sound familiar. Or if you're a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's the name of the four. TMNT, if you call them, if you're on the inside. And those pictures get us to a story about this person, John the Baptist. Judy's got a tune from the evangelical Lutheran worship book called Prepare the Royal Highway. It's based on an old-timey Swedish song, I think, Judy, and it's one of my favorites. So she's going to play that music while we share the story of John the Baptist. Get ready, this picture. This is from the Spark Story Bible, and I do like the illustrations in that story Bible. I hope you do too, because this one is intense. Get ready. It's kind of a shocker. John the Baptist. John the Baptist was an unusual man. He had lots of hair and a long beard. His clothes looked like his face. They too were furry and hairy. His clothes were made of camel's hair, held together with a leather belt. John ate strange foods, including wild honey and locusts, a kind of grasshopper. Yuck. God gave John an important job. His job was to tell people that Jesus was coming and to help them get ready to believe what Jesus would teach them. John knew the things that Jesus would tell people were the most important things in the world. So when he was done eating a locust and some wild honey, he started talking to people. Many people believed the message that many people believed the message that John told. Those people said, "I'm sorry for my sins. I want God to forgive me." To each, John said, "God does forgive you." He baptized those people in the river. The people started calling him John the Baptist. John the Baptist had done a good job. The people were ready to hear the message Jesus would bring. Not everybody listened and paid attention to the message. You see these folks that they've drawn in the Spark Story Bible, right? But these people received that message of Jesus coming with joy. Thanks, Judy. Prepare the Royal Highway, right? Speaking of your hymnals, do you have a hymnal handy? If not, maybe we'll have the words up, or maybe you remember them from when Judy shared the song. We're going to switch to a song called Go Tell It on the Mountain. And that's an African-American spiritual about what? The glad tidings of Jesus' birth. Okay? And that's what Advent is, a time to get ready for that birth, right? We're still a couple weeks away, right? But we're going to sing Go Tell It on the Mountain, and I'm going to teach a verse to add on to what Judy has already shared with you. Let's do the refrain again, though, Judy. How about that? Here we go. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Now here's a verse for you. Sing it with me, or say it with me rather. Down in a lonely manger. What's a manger? Something you'd find on a farm. The humble Christ was born. And God sent us salvation that blessed Christmas morn. All right, let's sing it once. Judy, just that part there. Down in a lonely manger, the humble Christ was born, and God sent us salvation that blessed Christmas morn. Wait till it comes down. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Isn't that a great hymn? Thanks, Judy, for getting us started. Thumbs up, Judy? Back there? Yeah, for getting us started. And now we have an extra verse too, don't we? And we learned a little bit about John the Baptist. We named all of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And now it's time to talk about what Judy was talking about the whole time, and that is peace. Peace, right? Someone once said, I forget who, probably a pastor, they're always saying stuff like this. Peace isn't necessarily just the absence of conflict or of war or fighting. It isn't necessarily just the absence or the lack of it. It's when people also work for justice and equity. That's when people are on a sort of similar playing field, right? Or equality, all right, is another good word. Peace really can come about then. You've seen that peace sign, right? Guess what? It was actually designed by a person, okay? He might not have been the only one to come up with it, but he was the one who worked on it. He was a British man named Gerald Holtham. Gerald Holtham. And he said he was trying to help a group in Britain that was, and here's some big words coming in, nuclear disarmament, okay? Wars have always been around, and we still have them going on now. But one thing that's particularly dangerous is nuclear war, okay? Again, that's something for another time, and ask your parents and ask your grandparents about where and what all that is. But nonetheless, it's still fighting, and it's still war, and it's still conflict. So a man named Gerald Holtham was trying to help a group that were trying to bring some peace to the world. And they were looking for a peace sign. Like, how can we convey that? What can we do to get a peace sign together? And he started thinking about it, and he started doing some drawings. And he thought of all things, semaphore, which is a code that is used in the military, ironically, but also just in regular civilian life. Semaphore is where people take flags, okay? If you're on a ship and you're doing ship to shore or ship to ship, they can put flags in different positions, right? And make letters from them. And you know who I think maybe knows about this is our good friend Paul Pearson. It's either that or Morse code, but we're going to have to ask Paul. Judy, remind me to ask Paul Pearson if I think he knows semaphore or he studied it during his time in military service. I'm not kidding. It's either that or Morse code. Anyway, this is a semaphore. You see the little person there holding on to two things, and that's an N, okay? If you're finger spelling, it looks like this, an N, okay? And this is the letter D, okay? In semaphore language. Letter D, like in sign language, like this, letter spelling. Okay, so N, nuclear, D, disarmament. Again, big words, super complicated type of war. But nonetheless, he said, well, what if I put this with that? He overlapped this with this and came up with this. You see, there's the N from the semaphore N. There's the D. And he also said, Judy, I didn't show you this yet. He also said, it's kind of like an innocent person going like this. Nothing in this hand, no sword, no spear, like Isaiah talked about, turning the swords into plowshares or the spears into pruning hooks. He said he was inspired by a painting, a Goya painting, that showed a man like this, who had nothing in his hands, and he was up against a big lot of trouble, let's put it that way. So look at that. There's the D, there's the N, ND, nuclear disarmament. Again, probably the biggest words we've used so far, right, Judy? Yeah. All right. But remind me to ask Paul Pearson about that. Here's one of his original designs. There's the N. Okay. There's the D. And there's his signature up in the corner when he signed it. 1958, the year I was born. Yeah, that long ago, he came up with that design. Where are we? Oh, Judy's playing a song called Send Me. Okay, do you have to design a peace symbol? No. Do you have to, do all those kind of amazing things like that guy did? Not necessarily, but you can do your piece, right, Judy? Piece of peace, okay? You can do your piece of the peace. So we're going to do a song called Send Me Jesus, 549 if you're following along in your ELW. And Judy gave me her triangle again. So every time I say the word peace, I'm going to ding that triangle. Ready, Judy? Oh, send me Jesus, send me Jesus, send me Jesus, send me with peace. Try it with me. Send me Jesus, send me Jesus, send me Jesus, send me with peace. Are you willing? Why, I am willing, I am willing, I am willing, send me with peace. Are you willing? Are you willing? Are you willing? Are you willing? If so, send you with peace. Right? From the great continent of Africa comes that song. Judy, it's about time to go. Before we go, I do want to remind you to be really careful out there. I did get this card in the mail the other day. Coronavirus, COVID-19, it's still on, and they remind you, clean your hands often, right? Judy and I do that. We even wash down the piano. Avoid close contact, right, with people who are not in your crew or in your squad. And clean and disinfect, right, Judy? We always clean off the piano, we clean off all our instruments and everything, so we want you to do that at home too. You know, the British people, like the guy who invented the peace sign, they say hands, right? Like wash your hands frequently, 20 seconds, right? Face, okay? Don't touch your face, and cover your face with a mask that goes above your nose and hugs your cheeks there, right? And space, 6 feet. They use meters over there, but 6 feet for us or more, okay? When you're around other people, keep your mask on. Don't touch your face. Remember, face, space, and hands. Hands, face, and space. Oh, Judy, let's go. We gotta get going. People have stuff to do, okay? We're gonna sing the way we started it out with Shalom. Shalom means what? Peace. It also means hello, and it also means goodbye. So here's a Hebrew folk song called Shalom Shavarim. We're gonna do it in English though, right? It goes like this. Oh, and I need you to help me. I'm sorry, Judy, I need the folks to help me. They're gonna do thanks be to God. Okay, Judy's gonna help us out in a second. I'm gonna say, go in peace, serve the Lord, and you say what? Thanks be to God. And here's how it works, Judy. Ready? Go in peace and serve the Lord. Go in peace and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God. Shalom. Okay, can you remember that? Your part, thanks be to God. I'll point to you. And then shalom. Okay, here we go. Goes like this. Ready, Judy? Shalom, good friend, shalom, good friend, shalom, shalom. Go in peace and serve the Lord. Shalom. Shalom, everybody.